So welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hot Song Podcast. Today is October the 14th, 2025. And the topic for this evening is the sixth eye gain, and this is the third episode for sixth eye. The last two episodes we talked about the mostly on the sixth eye physical. We kind of introduced the sixth eye spiritual as well, because the first seven eyes are, I would say, well, let's see, the first seven eyes are still kind of related to the body, whereas from the eighth eye onwards, they are beyond the body. So there's no corresponding access to, from the body, physical access from the body. Whereas the sixth eye, there are still two things. So two connecting points. One is the on the right foot at the sole where the bottom of the feet, the arch, the top of the arch of the bottom of the feet. So that is the physical. So which means the sixth eye physical side, the energy is being taken from that part of the body. And it is close to the earth because it is really anchoring in the earth-related energies. So it is getting energies from the earth and anchoring the healing energies as well. So that's why the physical, sixth eye physical is on the right foot, the bottom of the foot. And for the spiritual, it is really the ultimate power point, which is roughly in the middle of our head. So in our head, within our skull, there are a few organs, like the brain, the amygdala, and all that. So, and altogether, they are called the quantum brain, which means that these different parts of the within the brain work together to pull in energy from beyond the body. So that's why it's called the quantum brain. And roughly in the middle of that quantum brain area is where the ultimate power point is. And that is for the spiritual part of the sixth eye, that's where we start to pull in the energies, and it pulls in energies from the cosmos, which is beyond the body, because it is at the near the top of our body, which is in the middle of our head. And so when we breathe in, breathe is in quotation mark, because unlike the nose, we don't really take in any air. However, with our intention and also with our focus as well, we can actually with pull in energies from that part of our brain, and that is where the spiritual energies for the sixth eye comes in. And so the spiritual energy for the sixth eye is really about anchoring in the cosmic side. So the function of the sixth eye is spiritual. What's that? So it ensures that all healing frequencies are activated and fully aligned with the client's physical body, energy field, and the soul's highest potential. Because the sixth eye have access to the soul, and also the blueprint of the soul as well. So it can kind of taking in those information, it can align the soul's highest potential within the body. And it also ensures that any healing frequencies that has been passed along from the previous eyes can flow through the body and energy system in a balanced and harmonious ways, and also with minimal resistance. There sometimes may be resistance because of our own beliefs. For example, if you have the belief that you don't deserve to be healthy, or if you don't deserve good things, then when you are healing yourself, when you are trying to create wellness in your body, that belief can block energies coming in. So when the sixth eye spiritual is being activated, it can actually modify the energies so that whatever is being pulled in, the energies can work with your own beliefs, your belief system. And also some of the previous eyes, they also work on releasing karmic kind of beliefs as well. So that will also help with aligning these healing frequencies so that it works with your own body's energy system. And it also ensures that the frequencies are aligned with the client's life path and soul purpose, because it has access, the sixth eye spiritual has access to all this information. And also finally, it aligns the frequency so that everything is being pulled in, and it's really for the person that's receiving the healing frequencies for their highest wellness as well. So that's really the major function of the sixth eye spiritual side. So kind of in summary, what the sixth eye spiritual does is, first of all, it works with the sixth eye physical side, because the sixth eye physical is more for physical healing, whereas the spiritual side is to bring more clear vision so that we can see beyond illusion and separateness. And when we start to see beyond the illusion of separateness, then it shifts how our own belief system can be, because you cannot be egoic and have a spiritual sixth eye active and strong as well. And it also provides a sense of unity so that you won't feel separate from nature, from other people, and from the rest of the universe as well. It helps us kind of transcend our individual desires and attachments, and start to focus on what is good for everyone. So we're not just saying that, okay, this thing is for me, but it may cause other people harm, but that's too bad, because I'm most important. So when your sixth eye is spiritual side is open and it starts to get stronger, then your awareness of these things, of how you versus the rest of the collective, the balance starts to shift so that you would take both into consideration. You won't just take your way, and everyone else can just too bad for them. So you would make choices that is a good balance of being good for both you and the collective as well. And then it also channels, and the sixth eye spiritual also channels cosmic wisdom that really is not just about your own experience. You would be able to actually have some idea of how other people are experiencing the same events as well, because the sixth eye spiritual really starts to get to it starts to kind of shift the focus from being the egoic I into more of the know me and the collective well-being side of I. So this is really the when the sixth eye spiritual is strong, these are the things that will start to shift in your own awareness, and you will be able to start to I would say new thoughts that before would be more um kind of, whereas before you would mostly react to whatever comes your way as just seeing things from your point of view. Whereas when your sixth eye spiritual is starting to open and become stronger, then that starts to shift. You would be able to see things from other people's point of view as well. And when you start to do that more and more often, it will start to shift you out of your own egoic point of view. So that's really what having the sixth eye spiritual side will start to change in your outlook. So before I continue, any questions, comments before I continue?
I worked on the last meditation you did, August the 2nd, this morning. It I felt a difference, yes, big time. So that's why I'm really curious what is next, how we can really make it more powerful than what I did this morning with that meditation we had on, I believe, on August 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, good, good. It's working. Yeah, you may not feel like a big shift, but you will start to, if you notice, if you start to kind of observe your own thoughts, you will start to see the shift going on. And of course, if you want to last time I we introduced a few exercises, whether it is physical exercises you can do, or just meditation of bringing energy through the right foot. Those can definitely start to strengthen the sixth eye. And
Yes, I went. I was in Burlington because I was managing a building in Burlington on the lake. So at lunchtime, I went and I took my shoes off. I was just standing on the rocks, the river rocks and the water and everything and the trees. It was so perfect. I was just by myself. It was wonderful. I
mhm,
thank you so much. I said, "Oh my God, this is heaven."
yeah. Yep. Because the earth itself, the the energy is the earth has shifted. So when you allow your foot to just, or both feet to just be in contact with natural earth, whether it is grass or sand or just the ground itself, yeah, the energy will naturally come up. So yes, do more of that. You will feel the shift even faster.
Well, I'm in the same building for next week too, so I'll go. That's where my lunch will be on the
Okay.
lake.
Nice. Enjoy that.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's continue. So kind of so next I just want to go over a few tests to kind of you can assess yourself where your how your sixth eye spiritual, whether it is active, strong, or not. And so the first test is because the sixth eye spiritual is really about know me. So ego dissolution test, that's the first test. So when you reflect on something that has happened recently your in your daily life, so kind of look back and reflect to see whether you're still feeling that you are very self-conscious and you are still kind of I would say being controlled by your own personal struggle, and also your the choice of your action is more ego-based or not. So just ask yourself a question is, am I fixated on my personal desire, what I want, what I fear, or how I think of myself or not? And just observe yourself or your thoughts from this point of view. And when you observe, you feel that you are still very focused on your own trauma, then you know that, there's still more work you need to do to activate the spiritual side of the sixth eye. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's just don't do this exercise in, I would say, and just beat yourself up. So just notice where you are, and then keep doing meditations to open your sixth eye, whether it is spiritual or the physical side, to pull in energy to those two centers. And then just see over a period of time how your own, I would say, sense of your own ego struggle. When you start to activate the spiritual side, you would see that these things would start to shift. You will not be as bothered by them, and you would kind of start to see your own struggles um, become less of an issue. And when it's not so much of an issue, actually your um, those struggles would start to shift and become not so much of a struggle anymore. So it is really amazing that more we focus on an issue, the more it becomes an issue. So just noticing, and without beating yourself up, just notice where you're at, and then do more opening of your sixth eye, and then over time, just watch how your view of your own struggles, it will start to become less and less dramatic. So that is the first test. Second one is interconnectedness test. So um, we have a body. We have a body, and when you are identified with your body, you will focus on the separateness. Whereas the sixth eye consciousness is really about seeing beyond your body and realizing that, yes, you do have a body, but you also are a spirit. So spirit is always connected. So when you observe how you feel about the people, places, and events around you, if you feel more connection to them, or do you feel that you are completely separate from them and you feel more anxiety about the people, places, and events around you? So that's something that you can That's another test that you can kind of observe and find out where you are. And there's an exercise that you can do as well. And the exercise is when you find yourself feeling more disconnected, then the exercise you can do is just look at a person, or it could be an event, or it could be nature as well. And when you see that, just in your mind, you just tell yourself that this is also a part of me. It is not separate from me. And you just tell yourself this. And when you repeat this exercise over and over again, and also do the breathing exercise of bringing in energies through the bottom of your right foot, and also through the ultimate power point, these will start to shift your sense of connection or not. And so the third one is clarity test. When we are very focused on ourselves, we don't see things clearly, because when we focus on ourselves, then there is a lot of things that we get triggered and we fear, because our body we is vulnerable. So when we are focused on the individualness, then we actually, it's very natural to feel vulnerable and also anxious of the unknown. So when you start to look at issues, how to resolve issues, it all these fear actually shuts your creative mind down, and you actually will not be able to see the best way or the best choice. So when you kind of notice, how you perceive challenges, conflicts, and relationships, and also how you solve issues, then you can kind of see this clarity test. Because when you are no longer focused on yourself, you will be able to start to see the big picture, and you'll be able to think beyond fear and be able to make better choices. So your mind actually would be clearer. You'll be able to hear your own guidance as well. So the clarity test is another test that can shift you or start to let you know where you're at. And when you know where you're at, then you can start to shift your own perspective. Sense of peace and surrender. Do you feel, so just observe, do you feel a sense of peace and trust most of the time? And especially when you are stressed, it's kind of, that's really the best time to observe what goes through your mind. When you are stressed, are you able to de-stress yourself? Are you able to, like when you are out of balance, how easy or not easy it is for you to bring yourself back into balance, how to bring yourself back to a sense of peace, because it is inevitable that, things happen in life, and we can get kind of knocked off our peace, a sense of peace when things happen. So how easy it is for you to get back to being balanced and peaceful. So when you kind of observe that it's easier for you to bring yourself back into balance, you kind of know that that means that your own um, sense of peace is actually stronger. And also when you feel more connected, it is much easier for you to surrender and let the bigger part of you to, because then you know that there is a bigger plan out there, even if things may not look very promising right now, but that does not mean that, it is always going to get worse. It simply means that um, what it is that is going to assist you in getting through your issues is not lined up yet. However, it's coming. So when you know that, and also when you trust, when you have that trust of the universe being on your side, then it is much easier for you to get back to that sense of peace and also surrender and let go as well. So that's another test for you to find out, how strong is your sixth eye. Synchronicity test. So when your sixth eye is open, especially the spiritual sixth eye is open, then because you are connected to the cosmic energies. So it actually makes it much easier for you to line things up, or at the very least put yourself in the right place at the right time. It becomes easier because you are just naturally connected to the cosmic energies. You are naturally connected to the collective. You're not just focused on yourself. Maybe you're not conscious of it, but unconsciously, you kind of get the hunch that, oh, I feel like I should be in that place at that time. And when you kind of allow yourself to heed those whispering from your soul, then you will be able to meet the right people at the right time. So this is the synchronicity test. Is it is something very unconscious that you're just drawn to certain places, people at a certain time. And when that happens often enough, then that's synchronicity. So experiencing non-duality test. So duality is yes, no, me, you. So it is, so duality is really the opposite of being tapped into the connectedness and collective kind of thinking. So just kind of just reflect on how often you identify as you and only you, or how often do you actually have a sense of what other people are thinking, how other people may feel, or do you kind of get a sense of empathically feel other people's fears and desires as well? So these are really the non-duality test. Okay, so I think that so these six tests, you may not need to do all of them. However, just do at least two or three of them, and you should be able to get a sense of how strong or not your sixth eye spiritual may be. Okay, so any questions, comments so far?
Yes, Winnie, sorry. I just want you to clarify for the second test about like you were talking about observing um about people, places, and whatnot. I just want to clarify with you, are we supposed to get more connected?
Yes.
Okay, all right. No, I just want to make sure that I did not hear the wrong thing. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. More connection. You because as a spirit, we are all connected because we all came from the same spirit. There's one big spirit, which some people call it the creator, some people call it God. So it's the name is not important. It's the concept. It's the concept that at some point, actually that is it's hard to explain, is that actually everything exists all at once. And it's all just one. There's no time, there's no creation, everything is just one. So at some point, that's how it is. Everything is just one. And then at some point, I would say a part of that collective, that whole collective, decided to play. So that's how separateness starts to be created in order to, because when everything is one, you can't really play. But when there are separate entities, then we can play against one another. So when we are moving out again, meaning that we're going back closer to connectedness, because getting closer to the cosmos again, we're actually moving into oneness again. So
Great, thank you.
Yep. Okay. Any other questions? Suggestions? Comments?
I have a question.
Yep.
You said that we all come from the same spirit. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So does that mean, uh, I mean, I guess, is that like, I don't know, can you explain that part? It's because I didn't realize that we all came from the same spirit. I really didn't ever think of it, to be honest.
Okay. Spirit may not be the right word for it.
Okay.
However, we all came from one entity. I guess entity would be, so
One creator.
in there is no separate. Nothing is separate in the beginning.
Yes, this is what I thought you meant. It's like this is why we say we're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah. So at some point we all are one. And then as we start to create different or separateness, then things start to get more interesting. Let's put it that way. Until we get to here, get to now, in this 3D scenario. And now as we move up to, as the energy start to become stronger, we're actually getting back to oneness. It's going to take us a while, but that's where we're heading. That's why some people mention that we're not learning new things, we're actually remembering, because at some point we all know. It's just that when we become separate beings, we forget things, especially when we get this human body. Our mind is more limited, so there are a lot of things that we no longer have access to. However, at some point, before we come into this body, we actually know a lot more things about the universe and also about frequencies. than we know now. And now we're just learning, experimenting, and remembering what we used to know in spirit. Any other?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Any other comments? Questions? No? Okay. In that case, then let's do a meditation. Hang on. Okay. So let me just let's start this again, and let me go back to, yeah, I want to do the QBC again because I feel that this is probably the most valuable that we can do in this moment.